About time with Rashawn's About Time Boxing, aka Mr. You Know. Trill 100 mil, you already know my spill. Thank you to every single one of y'all, man, who has been subscribing to the channel, taking out the time to watch the videos, like the videos, share the videos, and leave the comments. If you have not already subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to encourage others to subscribe to the channel and keep up on the latest with Rashawn's About Time Boxing. We're going to get straight to it. This whole thing with Brian Norman uh, Sr. and Jr., call them the Shark Boys, not because they dangerous, because they heads, they got like them shark-shaped heads. But okay, so everybody know Jaron Ennis made his official announcement about going up to 154. He met with his doctors, his team, his doctors, and all that. They did a thorough examination, checked him out. And they've actually been telling him he should have been went up to 154, and that he's been performing at only like 30 or 40% or something like that. Now, here's the thing. We know Boots is 30 plus and 0 with a 90-some% knockout ratio, right? He hired a nutritionist for his last fight, right? For the unification bout with Stanionis. All those other fights, he's been making weight on his own. No nutritionist, no special this, no special that. Good old fashioned hard work, grinding, and training. So if he's been making weight all this time with no nutritionist, no chefs, no none of that stuff, just good old fashioned work, hard training. And they say and now mind you, look at how good he's been looking in these fights. And they say he's only been performing at like 30, 40%. So now here you got Ryan Norman Jr. Okay, he knocked out Jen Sasaki. And what round? Who cares? All right, but he knocked out Jen Sasaki. Congratulations on that win. But when you look at Jen Sasaki, what notable names does he have on his resume? Isn't this the same Jen Sasaki who originally started boxing at lightweight and then went up to super lightweight, and then, which is basically, junior welterweight, but then now he's at 140. Now he fought at 147. When Brian Norman Jr., you've been fighting at 147. So Jen Sasaki still, even though it was a fight at 147, was still naturally the smaller guy. So you basically was just like weight bullying. You just bullied the guy. And I'm sure you got paid significantly less than the 1.7 that they offered you to fight Jaron Ennis when you turned that down. So don't go making these interviews and stuff talking about, oh, people put on their boots and run and all that. Now that y'all know, because y'all was quiet for a while. For a little while, y'all was quiet. But now that y'all know that Jaron Ennis has to go up to 154, and y'all know that he's not coming back down to 147. Now y'all want to talk about he running? If y'all don't got no problem making a weight at 147, then go up to 154 to fight him, and then you can come back down. So that way you get to keep your belts. But that's not going to happen because the son and the father probably going to come up with this whole story about, oh, we trying to be undisputed, or we trying to do this, or we trying to get all the belts, and we trying to do this. Now y'all want to focus on all that. And y'all really think Jaron Ennis is running from y'all? I mean, shout out to Aaron Peterson. He'd already been on countless platforms talking about what happened in the sparring session. You already seen what Bozy did interviews, I think with Fight Hype or YSM, I think, when he was talking about the text messages between him and Brian Norman Jr. And Bozy being the class act that he is, Bozy said, man, I'm trying not to, expose him and put these messages out here. You know what I mean? I don't want to, because I got the messages in my phone, but the father keep running his mouth. And now, once again, once y'all got the confirmation that Boots was going up to 154, now all of a sudden, now y'all want to come out talking because you knocked out a significantly lesser opponent. You knocked out Jen Psaki. That ain't Jaron Ennis. And if you think that you knocking out Jen Psaki is something reminiscent of what you would do to Jaron Ennis, come on, man. Y'all really need to wake up. Jen Psaki, and this is no insult or disrespect to Jen Psaki. It takes heart for any fighter to get in the ring. But Jen Psaki was a significantly lesser opponent. And you got paid significantly less money. You might have got paid just over $1 million for that. But that's the fight you actually should have got more for, because you had to go over to Japan and his hometown and all that kind of stuff. Those are usually the things that fighters make a big deal about. Nah, they want me to come over there and do all that. No, I got to get more money and all that. But you took whatever they offered y'all. Took whatever they offered y'all because y'all knew that he was a significantly lesser opponent than Jaron Ennis, and it was no threat. He opposed no threat to y'all losing that belt. But as it stands, you know for a fact if y'all had to took that 1.7 million, your son wouldn't be in position to get no other. He would still get fights, but come on, everybody be talking about how Boots destroyed your son. And anybody who agree or disagree, I don't drop the comments in the comment section below. Let me know. Let me know what y'all think. Like now, all of a sudden, Boots make his announcement that he got to go up to 154. You know what I mean? Now he running. I mean, this man took time. He thought it through. He had careful planning. He met with his doctors, his team, and all that. And they saying like, listen, dude, if you stay down there and keep draining yourself out to make the weight, you're gonna hurt yourself. And you getting older. And no disrespect to Terrence Crawford's, when the Errol Spence. But a lot of people say Errol Spence stayed at 147 too long. So I guess when you get to a point, Junior, when you outgrow 147 and you got to go up, now all of a sudden, oh, we going up to 154 because, we outgrow, we outgrew 47, we met with the doctors and all that type of stuff. But it's going to be okay for everybody except that when y'all get to that point. But if you feel like you can make 147 comfortably, then come up to 154 and get the fight. Or why should we have to come up to 154? Because y'all know that if Boots got to drain himself out, that'll give y'all an advantage. That's all that stuff is. Y'all psychological warfare game is weak. Or y'all reverse psycho, whatever it is y'all think y'all doing, it's weak. Y'all think y'all going to bait Boots into taking one more fight at 147, knowing that he got to drain himself out, even though his 30-40% of performance, come on, is better than your son's 100% performance. And I would say, because of the level of opposition, he got 100. That was a 100. He got an A plus for knocking out Jen Psaki. But because of who he was. But y'all making it seem like, yeah, y'all see what's going on. Y'all see what's going on. Y'all see what it is. Y'all see what we doing. We gonna knock this bro out. Y'all knocked out Jen Psaki. Y'all knocked out Jen Psaki, man. Y'all acting like y'all knocked out, somebody who, had a big name, who opposed this super big threat, who had all this power, who was all that kind of stuff. Y'all acting like he was somebody that it was, who really opposed the threat to y'all. He didn't. And fast as y'all rushed to take the fight, to over there and all that kind of stuff, and the fact that y'all took significantly less money and all that goes to show you that y'all wanted more money because y'all know, like, well, we're going to lose. We want at least. But you know what, though? I'm going to be honest with you. Boots and them could have said, okay, we're going to give you $2 million. They still would have said it wasn't enough money. Only so they could turn around and keep spinning these narratives and they whole thing, we're going to wait for him to go up. Because remember, the first time when Boots said he was going to go up to 154, after his second fight with Karen, I think it was, when he said he was going to go up to 54, they start running their mouth again, talking about, oh, Boots running. But then once they seen he was staying down there, you hear the crickets now. Now they got a little quiet. Oh, no, he's still down here. No, shh. We thought he was going up. Nah. But then now he made it. He did it, he did the interviews and stuff, and he announced like, nah, it's official. I'm going up to 154. I'm going up there. They say all the smoke is there. That's where I'm going. And they like, y'all sure he ain't coming back down? Y'all sure he ain't coming back down? Okay, yeah, now we're going to start talking trash. Oh, we out here, man. You see what's going on. You see what we did to Jin. We back here and join. We knocked him out and this and that and the third, blah, 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 blah. Man, please. Boots got, like when people used to complain about Boots taking certain shots and stuff like that, but you never seen him jerk, wobble, go down, shake, legs, none of that type of stuff. We seen your son get dropped. We know his chin, got a little bit of jelly in it. And I'm not saying that Brian Norman Jr. is not a good fighter. He's a good fighter. But y'all going too far with all this stuff, man. Like, with talking about, now you're talking about Boots is running. And he the only one y'all talking about running. Y'all need to stick to fighting them lower level fighters. You know what I mean? Like the Mario Barrios, people like them where y'all can get a title and get an easy win. No risk involved. And y'all can still make pretty good money. Because y'all know damn well messing around with Jaron Ennis will get your career tainted. And you know it. Y'all know it. And whoever don't like what I'm saying or don't agree with what I'm saying, so what? Go ahead, drop the comments in the comment section below. Speak your piece. I don't care. But I'm telling y'all, go back and look at it. After that fight with Karen and his second fight with Karen Chukasan, when Boots was talking about going up to 54, they talking about, oh, now he about to run. Now he running. But if y'all so confident, y'all was the ones that was confident talking about, yeah, my son gonna sleep him. My son gonna knock Boots out. He gonna. Why didn't y'all take the 1.7? You could have took the 1.7, beat Boots or knock him out, stop him like y'all claim y'all could do. Then once you would have did that, y'all would have been able to write y'all ticket for whatever y'all wanted. Y'all would have been the ones getting the blank checks and, basically filling in the amounts of what y'all wanted. But you wasn't that Junior, you wasn't that confident in your skill. And Senior, you wasn't that confident in your son and his ability to beat Boots for no 1.7. That's why y'all kept. That's why I'm saying it wouldn't have mattered. They could have gave y'all 2 million. And y'all still would have been like, no, we want 2.5. It was just like that stuff with Gary Russell Jr. and when he was talking about wanting to fight Devin Haney. First he was like, man, give me, 1.5, shout it, and I'm gonna beat your ass. And then Devin Haney said, okay, we're gonna send you the contract. Then they're gonna tell him out, nah, put another 0.5 on it. Now each time you want to keep moving it, you want to keep raising it. Because you really didn't want it. And y'all really didn't want it. Y'all just was talking. And y'all was going to keep talking and waiting for Boots to move up. Y'all was like, eventually he going to go up. Then when he go up, then we going to start talking about he ran. Man, first of all, Jaron Ennis. First of all, ain't nobody running from y'all. One thing's for sure, two things for certain. Jaron Ennis ain't running from no Brian Norman Jr. So, but this is all I got for now, man. Y'all drop the comments in the comment section below, man. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all think that that Junior and Senior, Norman Jr. and Senior was waiting for Boots to go up to 54 so they could start talking about he running? Because I know ain't no way in the world, y'all couldn't possibly believe that Jaron Ennis is going up to 154 because he's running from Brian Norman Jr. If that's the case, why didn't y'all say Bud ran from Boots when he went up to 54 to fight Madrimov and let the IBF strip him, and then they elevated Boots? Or why didn't y'all say that that Terrence Crawford ran from Brian Norman Jr. when Bud vacated all his belts and went up to 54, and everybody with the belts was elevated, except with the exception of Stanionis. He was the only one who was already at the WBA title. He was already a regular champion. Everybody else was elevated. So don't tell me that he's running or y'all really believe that he's running. But y'all drop the comments and y'all let me know if y'all really believe that somebody is running from Norman Jr., not Senior, because we know he can't do nothing. But y'all let me know.